Today is Thursday, February the 10th, 2022, and it's a great day to have a day here on the Spurs Up Show, the best Gamecocks podcast on the internet. And on today's show, as we sit now just over a week away from opening day, we conclude the 2022 position unit preview series for the Yardcocks guys. On today's show, we're breaking down the Gamecocks catchers heading into the 2022 baseball season. Guys, I'll talk key losses, key returners, most approved, best overall. Season will be successful if, and I'll give my overall grade as well. Also, guys, we have a fantastic conversation, great interview presented to you by the Big Cock Club with Chris Marler of Saturday Down South, friend of the show, as he talks his full thoughts on the 2021 football season, Shane Beamer, the additions of Spencer Rattler, Austin Stogner, and more from the transfer portal. And we look ahead to what 2022 might bring for the Gamecocks' second-year head football coach. Again, guys, we got a packed show for you here on this Thursday. And as always, it's brought to you by the Spurs Up Show store. Yes, folks, TSUS.store, the best Gamecocks merch on the internet. Be sure to check it out at tsus.store for all of our latest drops, guys. We're talking hats, t-shirts, hoodies, long sleeves, pullovers, stickers, you name it, guys. Whatever you need, we got it, all the way from football, baseball, basketball, all kinds of merch, your TSUS athlete merch, Yardcocks, QB1, Beamer Ball, Shane Storm, everything you can think of, guys. We are dropping it, and we have got it. Again, all the latest and all the best in Gamecocks merchandise belongs on TSUS.store. So again, guys, be sure to check it out, the Spurs Up Show store at TSUS.store. And we appreciate your support of the best Gamecocks merchandise on the internet. Let's get it. Ladies and gents, boys and girls, don't look now. But it's almost that time of year yet again when the boys of summer take the field at Founders Park as we sit now just over 1 week away from opening day, when the cold will subside and new life will begin at Founders Park. Folks, happy Thursday. Hope you're all doing well. I'm Chris Phillips, your host of the Spurs Up Show. As always, appreciate you all tuning in, and we have got a packed show for you here on this Thursday, focusing primarily on Gamecocks baseball. And of course, as yours truly, I'm very excited, always excited to talk Yardcocks, as believe it or not, we conclude the position unit preview series today talking Gamecocks catchers. Guys, really quickly, before we dive into everything, just one quick reminder. Of course, this weekend, the watch party at Carolina Ale House in Augusta, Georgia for the Gamecocks game on the hardwood against the Georgia Bulldogs, tip off at 2:00. But do not forget as well about our giveaway with Carolina Ale House. We have teamed up with those guys, giving away a tumbler, a gift card, koozies, stickers. I'm throwing in some TSUS merch as well. Again, you can participate on that on social media, and we will announce that winner on Saturday. Again, that's going to be something we're going to make a weekly thing. So again, be sure you stay tuned to that. But again, really exciting stuff happening with our friends at Carolina Ale House. And again, guys, we appreciate your love and support and cannot wait to see you out there on Saturday as we watch the Gamecocks take on the Dogs. All right, folks, like I said, the final position unit preview for this Yardcocks baseball team as we enter opening day. Today's show, we are talking catchers. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into it. When you look at the key losses, or really just the key loss when it comes to this group, you obviously have to look at Wes Clark. Colin Burgess returning. He was the guy that caught basically all the innings for you. And of course, Wes Clark did platoon with him at times, catching in the midweek and sometimes on Sunday games. Of course, we've talked about Wes guys ad nauseum when we talked first baseman and just what you lose in this lineup. Wes Clark hitting 271 a year ago, 23 home runs, which led the SEC, and 55 RBI. So again, how do you replace his production? And really the question is this: who accompanies Colin Burgess behind the dish? Because, guys, you need two catchers. You got to have two catchers at minimum. You cannot ask one guy to catch every single game because over the course of a season, dudes get worn out, man. It takes a toll on your knees. Sometimes guys just need a break. So, again, who's going to be that dude to step up behind Colin Burgess? And, of course, guys, Colin Burgess is our key returner for the Gamecocks catchers. Now, what's interesting about the catcher position, what's interesting about this position is, you did not think it was going to be primarily the Colin Burgess show. Guys, I was even thinking coming into this season, like back in the fall, that Colin Burgess may not even be the starter because of the emergence of Alex Boychuk, who was a fantastic prospect, but unfortunately had the surgery. His baseball career is over. But you look at what Burgie Barrels did a season ago, 241 at the dish, 4 homers, 20 RBI. I thought he was fantastic behind the plate as well. But an okay season, not great. Started 47 games for you again at the catcher position. So again, you're going to be looking to him yet again. We expect Colin to be your opening day catcher. And what can he provide you in his second full year being the full-time starter? Guys, let's dive into most to prove. Again, we've talked Colin Burgess. Who else is going to step up? And the guy that I look at, someone who has generated a lot of hype. He has been injured this spring, but Mark Kingston saying he should be available, if not for opening day, right around that time. And that is the freshman from Somerville, which, by the way, what a pipeline Somerville has been for Gamecocks baseball. But Cole Messina, a big bat for you, a guy that we even talked about maybe being your DH, but someone that I think can fill in, and a youngster, certainly a freshman, right? You don't want to ask too much, but I think when you're looking for a compliment behind Colin Burgess, and just someone who can give your guy relief and can help him out, I think Cole Messina could be that guy. But again, as a true freshman, as we've talked about with Thad Ector, as we've talked about with Michael Braswell, anytime you're asking a true freshman to play significant innings, especially in the SEC, right, there's a lot to prove, right? You got to see it. You got to see it. This is not high school baseball. There is a transition. This is the best baseball in all of college baseball if you're in the SEC. So can Cole Messina serve as that dude that, again, I think we all agree Colin Burgess is going to be your guy. He's going to be your starter, but you're going to need that two guy. You're going to need depth. Of course, Connor Sino returns as well, but I think Cole Messina is the dude with the most upside that I think could help you and could serve as a fantastic backup to Colin Burgess. And once he gets healthy, again, we've talked about, could even be a guy that factors in if he can swing it well enough, could be in that DH role because, again, he does provide some big pop for you as well. Of course, guys, the best overall, it's no secret, Colin Burgess is your dude. Burgie Barrels. Again, I thought, you look at the average, it's not great, right? 241 overall, and you look at SEC play. Let's see, Colin Burgess hit 257. We actually hit better in SEC play than his overall batting average shows. 3 home runs, 11 RBI in SEC play. You do want to see those numbers elevate, but I think overall, Colin Burgess, certainly a well-rounded catcher. Pop time's fantastic. I thought he was great defensively. Big things come in little packages, I guess. Obviously, Colin to do this like 5'8", 5'9", if you will. But again, I thought he did a fantastic job also. This is something that should not be underrated. Did a great job last year of managing that pitching staff. It's a catcher's responsibility to take care of pitchers and make sure you keep them on the straight and narrow. Someone, as I was a former pitcher in college, where we can be a bit of head cases sometimes, right? We can get in our own head. We can start to question ourselves and lose our confidence. And it's the catcher's job, at least it's part of his job, to make sure you keep these pitchers head on straight. You call a great game. I thought he was fantastic defensively. I can't really recall any moments where I looked at the game and said, oh, those blunders or those errors or those pass balls, if you will, by Colin Burgess, they really cost us a game. So again, do I think he's an all-conference or all-American type of guy? I mean, I'm not saying he doesn't have that potential, but I'm not necessarily expecting that from Colin Burgess. But again, I think he's a very, very solid catcher overall. Was great for you behind the dish, like I said. I think was when you look at a lineup last year that hit like 220 in the SEC, him hitting 257, he certainly wasn't at the bottom of that, but definitely you want to see improvements there. But certainly your best overall and the guy that you're going to be leaning on behind the dish this season is indeed Colin Burgess. Now, guys, when you look at season will be successful if, and this one, of course, all comes down to Colin Burgess and what he needs to do. Now, I will say this. I didn't list this as my season will be successful if, but I think certainly finding a number two, finding a backup to Colin Burgess, and really finding someone that can push him a little bit. I think competition, obviously, is a fantastic thing. Iron sharpens iron. Who can you find that is going to give him a little bit of a nudge, if you will? Give him a bit of a nudge, right? Make him work for that starting position. So if you can find that guy, that'd be great, whether it be Messina, whether it be Sino, whether it be somebody else. But for me, the number one thing, the season will be successful if at the plate. You just need to see Burgie Barrels be more consistent. This was a guy last year that was pretty streaky. He'd go hot, he'd go cold. Again, you look at the overall numbers, 257 in SEC play, which isn't terrible. I definitely want to see that make a jump. I'd like to see him hit around 270 in SEC play, honestly, if we're being honest. But the overall average, especially 241, that's got to make a jump. That's got to make a huge jump. He's a better player than that. He's a better hitter than that. Again, not going to be one of your big home run boppers hit just 4 a year ago. And I think what happened at times, too, with Burgess, and again, I'm not trying to draw conclusions or anything like that, but I think what happened to a lot of our guys at times, they saw these guys, Wes Clark and Brady Allen, and what our big boppers, our big home run hitters were doing. And everyone wanted to be that guy. Everybody wanted to hit bombs. Everyone wanted to hit homers. And I think you saw a guy like Colin Burgess sort of, at times at least, get outside of his game. Get outside of his game and try to do a little bit too much. Now, the great news is this. Burgie Barrels showed the love for the moment. You think of the walk-off against Florida. You think of some of his clutch hits in the regional. He showed that he loves the moment and he wants to be the dude with the bat in his hand. Now, I think it's just about becoming more consistent, doing it on a more consistent basis, being a guy that we can depend on day after day after day, game after game, weekend after weekend. And I think it's certainly in there. Again, I think the potential is there. I think with a new hitting philosophy and hitting coaches and everything else, I think that's certainly going to help him. Again, I expect Burgie Barrels to be fantastic defensively, but at the plate, for me, the season will be successful if he can simply just be more consistent, raise that average, stay within yourself. The home runs are going to come, man. You play at Founders Park. Home runs are going to come. Be gap to gap, aim small, miss small. I think if he can do that, he'll be a fantastic piece in this Gamecocks lineup yet again, which brings me to my overall grade for these South kind of catchers. Again, the big question is depth and who is going to be behind Colin Burgess. Again, Wes Clark last year was not a fantastic defensive catcher. I mean, we all know why he was in there, but at least he provided you a quality option without taking a big stick out of the lineup. Now you don't really know. Again, is it Sino? Is Messina going to be healthy enough to contribute early on? I do love the game, though, of Colin Burgess. I think he's going to catch nearly every single game for you. Dude is tough as nails. He's a warrior. He's the captain, if you will, in that infield. He's a dude that's going to do a fantastic job of managing that pitching staff. And again, I do think that he will make strides when it comes to at the plate and being more productive as a hitter. Again, he's probably going to be near the bottom of the Gamecocks lineup, but I think it's a quality bat down there near the bottom. I'm giving the overall grade for the catchers a B. I feel great about the catchers. I'll say I feel good about the catchers. Great might be a stretch. Feel good about the catchers. Feel good in Colin Burgess's game. Is he the greatest catcher we've ever had in Columbia? I wouldn't say so, but I think you could do much, much worse than Colin Burgess behind the dish. So again, finding depth will be big. Finding depth of guys like Messina, Sino, feel good about Colin Burgess, like his game a lot. I think if he can just, like I said, make those strides at the plate, swing it a little bit better. And hey, now he's a TSUS athlete, though, my guys. Now he's got the T-shirts. Now he's got the merch. Burgie Barrels is going to come through, I promise you. But again, overall grade B, I think he could exceed that for sure as the season goes on. And I do expect him to actually have a better year swinging it. Because, guys, you got to remember, too, this was a young guy last year. I mean, this was a young guy. So I think certainly you'd like to think he's improved his game. He's gotten better. And again, I love the way the kid plays the game. Like I said earlier, tough as nails. He's a dirtbag. He's going to play the game the right way. So again, overall grade for the catchers, a B. I feel solid in this group, feel good about this group, all about finding depth. But Colin Burgess, the undisputed leader of the Gamecocks catchers, and he will be the dude behind the dish for you all season long. So again, guys, hey, that's going to do it all for me, and that's going to conclude the position unit preview series for Yardcocks baseball. How exciting, because what that means is this, folks. Opening day week is just around the corner. Next week, folks, get excited. Monday, I'm dropping my full predictions, projections, breakdowns of Gamecocks baseball, projected lineup, all that good stuff. And then, of course, as we go throughout next week, Thursday, we'll dive into our first series preview of the season, and it is on like Donkey Kong at Founders Park. Cannot wait, folks. Going to appreciate you all rocking and rolling and tuning into the Position It preview series and the Yardcocks breakdowns and all that good stuff. And again, as always, I'd love to hear from you all, your thoughts on the catcher position. How do you feel about Colin Burgess? How do you feel about my grade? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Would love to hear from you all. So again, guys, another fantastic show. Again, hope you're having a fantastic Thursday, and I truly do appreciate your continued love and support, you guys tuning in. Do not go anywhere, though. It's not over yet. A fantastic conversation with a great friend of mine and friend of the show, Chris Marler. Guys, again, we talked the 2021 season, 2022 projections, Shane Beamer, Spencer Rattler, all that good stuff. Again, guys, a jam-packed conversation. And of course, it's presented to you by our friends, or my friend specifically, and your friend as well, the Big Cock Club. Guys, you can check out the full interview on the Big Cock Club. Be sure to check it out. Patreon.com/Big Cock Club. That's patreon.com/Big Cock Club. You can also go to the link in our social media bios, if you will. Click that link. You'll see the link to the Big Cock Club. We'll be posting clips from this conversation on social media. But again, if you want to hear the full convo with Chris Marler, some fantastic tidbits in there. Chris does a great job with Saturday Down South. Be sure to head over to patreon.com/Big Cock Club. Sign up today. And again, guys, you don't just get that when you sign up for the Big Cock Club. You get exclusive access to merchandise, specific BCC merch. You also get, people don't think about this, but you get a 20% off promo code for all merch for a lifetime. That alone is worth it if you love the merch. You get that, exclusive access to our private Discord. Again, access to all of our new and unique interviews and conversations that we have on the show. Really, really great stuff. And also early access to content, early access to news and business decisions, everything else. Again, guys, be sure you join today, you support today. That's patreon.com/Big Cock Club, patreon.com/Big Cock Club. And again, guys, we appreciate your love and support. Guys, I'm out of here. Again, go check out that conversation. But again, appreciate you all tuning in. Have a fantastic rest of your Thursday, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.